Hello everyone, Fhraelaok here from the Fhraelaok Dragons of Abyss Alliance side. Check us out at dragonsofabyss.wowstead.com or our community site at dragonsofabyss.com. I decided to throw up this video about raid leading. A lot of people are too afraid to actually get in there and try to do it, as there is between 9 to 24 other people watching over you and hanging on to every word. They gotta know what to do. They rely on the leader to know what they're doing. So I just have a few things outlined here. These are the major things. I will release future videos about individual things, going into depth about how you should go about each individual step. But here's just some overview things, so let's go ahead and go down the list. What type of team am I going to lead? You got to look at that. What type of team are you going to lead? Is it going to be a casual team? You just throw some people on there, whoever's on, whoever wants to go. Not a big deal of exactly who, as long as you got, the tanks, heals that you need. Is it going to be a hardcore team? Are you going to have the same team every week? Are you going to work hard for progression and get in there constantly working at it day and night, just going for it? Or is it kind of in between? Is it going to be you're looking for progression, you raid a lot, and you do expect people to come back, but at the same time, it's not a big deal. It's really hard to find that in-between spot. I'll try to delve into that, a little bit if I can, but I'm not going to dwell on it. Two words mixed up. Doesn't sound good. So like I said, in between, that includes a guild. Are you casual, hardcore, leveling, in between? In between's really hard unless you have a ton of people and it's really, really well organized. Alright, to go on, what kind of loot system are you going to use? This goes back to what type of team are you going to have as well. Are you just going to do a slash roll? A lot of people do that even in hardcore guilds just for their 10-mans. There's Loot Council. That's where a council of between 1 to even up to 5 or so really decide what loot should go to which person, and that really does help progression in the sake that you're giving people the loot that they need to go on. Suicide Kings, that's a fair loot system if you have people showing up all the time. You're at the top, you have priority on the loot, but that can be unfair to somebody if they don't really need it. It really does rely on the person willing to give it up or not if it's not a huge upgrade. Also doesn't work all that well on 10-mans. DKP, again, doesn't work all that well on 10-mans either. It's been used, but DKP is really earning points and spending to buy gear. Favors superiority in the fact that you're a veteran of the guild. Alright, do I know how to manage that type of loot system? Again, I'll try to release videos about each individual one. I have a DKP video out already. Check out my YouTube page at youtube.com/Fhraelaok. In case you do not know how to spell that, which you should probably already be watching it, it's right down there at the bottom, guys. Big ol' and bold. It is Fhraelaok. Alright, so like I said, I have a DKP one out already. I'll try to release others about each different loot system. Do I know what loot goes to what class? That is extremely important. It's pretty obvious. Most people do the, cloth goes to clothies first, leather to leather, mail to mail, plate to plate. As the lower ones cannot use the upper ones, but the uppers can use the lowers. I will go into that further, but just as an example, that plate spell power goes to a Peli healer. You know that male spell power does not go to a hunter, it goes to a shaman. If there is no shaman, it would go to a paladin healer next.